Welcome to my mayor's message of February 25th, 2021. I'm Mayor Ron Jensen. Goodness, last week was an extremely difficult week for Texans. We experienced extreme temperatures that resulted in power and gas outages, burst pipes, and flooded homes. This week, we continue to focus our attention on recovery efforts and assisting our Grand Prairie residents as best we can. On Saturday, February 20th, the White House approved a major disaster declaration in 77 Texas counties, including Dallas and Tarrant County. If you don't have insurance and your home or business was damaged by the winter storm, you can apply for assistance online. Assistance can include grants for temporary housing and home repairs, low-cost loans to cover uninsured property losses, and other programs to help individuals and business owners recover from the effects of this disaster. Visit gptx.org or disasterassistance.gov for more information. The city is also working with residents who experienced a bursted pipe due to the freezing temperatures. Residents may submit a request to have their water usage reviewed for an adjustment on their water bills. To submit a request, fill out the online form, which can be found at gptx.org under the Winter Weather Disaster Recovery section. We are seeing a lower number of reported COVID cases in our area, partly due to most of us being stuck at home last week. Judge Jenkins believed the low number is also due to reporting delays in closed testing sites because of the winter storm. If you still have not registered for the vaccine, the city is hosting drive-through registration events all around Grand Prairie to help qualified residents who may not have internet access get registered. On Saturday, February 27th, you can register at the main library. On March 2nd, you can register at the Dalworth Rec Center. And on March 6th, you can register at the Betty Warmack Library. All of these events are from 9 a.m. to noon. Visit our website for a complete list of dates and locations. Speaking of the library, they are celebrating Return Borrowed Book Week, March 1 through 7. As we approach nearly a year with adjusted lifestyles because of COVID, the library knows that returning items took a necessary back seat for many library users. Return Borrowed Books is an opportunity to return late items without any penalties or late fees. Drop off your items at any of our 3 libraries. Visit gptx.org/library for more information. Traffic, oh my goodness, we've had shutdowns, closures. So, in other news, the westbound entrance ramp to I-30 at Beltline is closed for the next 3 to 6 months as crews work on the frontage roads. Detours are in place, but please give yourself a little extra travel time if you're driving in that area. Crews are also working on the Camp Wisdom widening project. On Monday, March 1st, Camp Wisdom from Beltline to Carrier will be completely closed from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. while concrete is being poured. Of course, we'll have detour signs up in place. This week, the Dalworth Rec Center continued its great partnership with the Grand Prairie Police Department as they hosted their annual Black History Month celebration, which recognized Gerald Hodges, Takesha Dye, and Debraylon Cunningham for their service to our community. Usually, the program also features Hoop for History basketball game as its main event, but obviously that wasn't possible this year, so they came up with another way to stage their friendly competition on the court. Take a look.
COVID-19 is forcing Grand Prairie to make changes to Hoops for History. The annual basketball game between Grand Prairie Police and the Dalworth Rec Center is a tradition of Black History Month. But this year, because of coronavirus, the full court game was replaced by a free throw contest won by GPPD. The event also recognized the efforts of 2 officers in the minority community. Takesha Dye, who founded a nonprofit that helps teens develop successful life skills, and Gerald Hodges, who leads the city's Community Inclusion Initiative.
They're just examples of what our police department and our city staff are doing throughout our community to make sure that everyone in Grand Prairie really enjoys the same high quality of life.
This is a long-standing partnership, not something that can be broken through a pandemic. It's something that we are here, we stand in the gap with them, and we want them to know that we are here through everything we may endure and that we're here together.
With the challenges of COVID and even the recent winter storms, we just see how important it is for us to stay together. And so this event, what it represents, the history, the progress, and more importantly, the partnerships that we have in the community is just really important to continue those events that celebrate those relationships.
You can find more information about the TD Foundation at tdfoundation.net. And you can learn more about the community inclusion initiatives by visiting the city's website at gptx.org.
In closing this week, I'd like to recognize the kindness of our Grand Prairie residents through this winter storm. Neighbors shared resources like food, water, and heat. Our warming station received numerous donations from restaurants and residents, and so many of you thanked our amazing city staff for working around the clock. While the circumstances we faced were certainly just terrible and awful, it's good to know that the Grand Prairie spirit prevails through these toughest times. And finally, I want you to know that after this week's message, we're going to start doing these messages on a bi-weekly basis. So there won't be a message next week, but we will be back on March 11th. Until then, y'all stay safe, stay masked, be kind, and socially distance.